let's go back a while. You're making your way to becoming a professional athlete. At what point do you realize that after sports, you're going to be doing something that could potentially be bigger on your life financially, with what you could potentially do with protecting your funds?
Well, it really wasn't about protecting. My train of thought was that, first of all, you have to understand where I come from and my upbringing. I'm the eighth of 10 kids, and I grew up poorer than poor. Poor people had more than we did as a family. And when you grow up in being the eighth of 10 kids, raised by a single parent, in a house that's less than 700 square feet, outdoor plumbing, no running hot water, you appreciate the little things that you have, and always strive to do better. Using your past to advance you to the future, which means I'll never forget where I come from. But I never want to go back there. Mm-hmm. So I'm always striving to make myself better. When I left high school, I made a pact with myself that the only time that I'm going to go back home is to visit, which I do a lot. I'm not going to move back home. I'm going to always go back home to visit. So if that's the case, I got to do something that's bigger than sports. So what I decided to teach myself and learn as much as I can in my 4 years in college was to use that as a platform to launch me into my next life. Not saying that it was going to be a sports life. I planned my freshman year to be out of professional sports by the time I was 32 and doing something in business. I didn't know what, but I didn't want to spend the rest of my life chasing a ball or having somebody chase me, which is fun when you're young, but sports in my world ranked third or fourth on the important things that I wanted to do in my life. Didn't know anything about business, took a few business classes in college, took a few classes to know how to somewhat keep an eye on my finances, and so forth and so on. So I used college to catapult me into the professional sports world, and used the professional sports world to catapult me into the business world. One thing that I've always learned and always paid attention to is that whatever you do in business, you got to always be smart when it comes to business, but always have to surround yourself with people that are just as smart as you. Mm-hmm. And that was my game plan out of college. I say this, we have a saying around my office, is that we may not be the sharpest knives in the drawer, but we have enough knowledge to cut you when we want.
That's great.
So that's how I've lived my life. Not trying to be nobody except Bo Jackson.